Today I'll first share an experience. So there is a BK sister. She's into Gyan for around 20 years now. And she's going through a lot of physical papers, a lot of illness in the body. But she's always smiling, always active, always doing seva. I've never seen her irritated or, even with the pain, you sometimes get irritated, or I've never even seen her low. She's always very charged up and very active. So, yesterday I was having a conversation with her and I asked her, don't you feel the pain? So, there is pain in the body, and the pain is a lot because the kind of ailment she has in the body is a big one. So I asked her, don't you feel the pain in the body, and despite the pain, how do you function so well? So she said, sister, this is inner hard work, consistent work. So I said, what is that work? So she said, I'm always talking to myself. I'm always continuously talking to myself about who am I, who is with me, what is my aim, how so little time is left. And I keep reminding myself that there is no other way. I have to pull up willpower and I have to follow Baba's Srimad. And she told me that, I keep talking to myself almost 24 hours a day. Even when I sleep, I am talking to myself that I am responsible. I have a responsibility towards myself, towards the world, and Baba is giving me so much, and I have the responsibility to give back to my brothers and sisters. And I keep having this conversation within, and this conversation keeps me, very detached from the body and very available for seva and very in good spirits. So I said, why don't you share this with anybody? So she said, I share with somebody who asks, but nobody asks. Mostly they think, it's all happening very naturally, but nothing happens naturally. In Sangam Yug, there's such a force of Maya, and Maya is everywhere. Maya is in the matter, Maya is in relationships. So, whenever even this body which is made of matter is an instrument for Maya, and Maya will always keep pulling you down. And then there are relationships, they are all instruments of Maya. So whenever you receive care, the form of that care is take rest, sleep, just waste your time. So that's the kind of Maya that comes from there. And then you love it because you feel that people are taking so much care of me. But the thing is, all that is Maya. But despite the Maya, I am a knowledgeful soul and I have to create my destiny. And that's why I have to keep talking to Baba, or I have to keep talking to myself, keeping Baba in my awareness, keeping Baba's knowledge and Baba's teachings in my awareness. And then she said, of course, I feel Baba's presence and Baba helps. So this is something that I wanted to share today with everybody, because you see, it's very important. So we listen to the Murli after the course, and the course tells us who am I, who do I really belong to, and how we have been living in this illusion of I and mine in this old world for so long. But the truth is, everybody around me is just a co-actor, and this body is just a piece of instrument. But I am the one doing everything through the body, and the residue of everything I do stays with me. So, in body consciousness, I think that, I see this because it's in front of me. I hear this because it's being said to me. Or I think like this because the circumstances are such. But the thing is, however much you blame the circumstances or people or situations, you are the one creating your destiny by thinking, speaking, seeing. And this is why Baba is telling us about many practices today. And one of the basic practices that I am a soul and I see through the eyes, I hear through the ears, I speak through the mouth, and I think through my mind, I act through the body. Now, what does it mean when we say, I do this through the eyes or ears or this, that? What does it actually mean? So, which soul is Baba talking to? Baba is talking to a knowledgeful, powerful soul. Baba's Murli is being spoken to Baba's children. And Baba's children are knowledgeful, and the most important piece of knowledge that we have received from Baba is the knowledge of who is with me and what is my aim. So I have to keep this in my awareness that I can do whatever I want to do. And what is my aim? My aim is that I have to create deity sanskars. And the aim is very important because you see, if the aim is to create a happy family here, then you see, whenever you don't see that aim getting fulfilled, then you give in to, then you start getting disappointed. But Baba has given us the knowledge that although for 2500 years we have been doing bhakti and calling out to Baba to make everything okay here, but Baba says this is the end scene of Kali Yuga, and here nothing is going to be okay. Are you still waiting for your health to improve and your relationships to get better? Or are you trying to, within the circumstances that you have, are you trying to do your best and get out of here and go to the new world? So that's the thing that Baba tells us. Baba tells us that you don't have to do things to make everything okay here. Our aim is to create a Sato Pradhan Sanskar and Sato Pradhan Sansar. So we are here to create deity sanskars and we are here to create a deity world. And with that aim, when I understand that I am this knowledgeful, powerful aim, a soul which has aim and objective, and I understand that I see through the eyes. So I do not blame the scene in front of me. I take ownership of seeing through the eyes. I take ownership that I want to see, I choose to see that which creates deity sanskars in me. So, even if somebody has 100 shortcomings, or somebody is speaking or behaving in a manner which is very vicious, I don't have to see that because that is not in consonance with my aim. My aim is to be a deity, so I choose to see whatever aligns with my aim. I choose to hear what aligns with my aim. I remember there was this one brother, and uh, you know, it is very interesting because I met him when I was very early into Gyan. And what he would do is, whenever somebody is talking, he would, the way he's answering will have no synchronicity with what the other person is talking. Yes, so so let me give you a very simple example. Let's say somebody is telling him that, I have a lot of pain in the body, and then this brother would say, if you remember Baba and do seva, then you will go to a world which is pain free and this and that. And then that brother is a non BK, so he has no ambition of going into the new world. So he would be just looking at him. But I realized this very soon, that why do you have to listen to what the other person is saying? Why do you have to listen to what you want to listen? And what you want to listen to is that that person is in pain. And when that person is in pain, what do you give them? You give them Shrimat. You give them what Baba gives you. You don't give them what whatever, Because earlier, I used to think this person should suggest some doctor to him, or this person should, at least give some sympathy to him. Because I was very young in Gyan, I did not understand all this. But Baba tells us that you hear what you need to hear, and what Baba tells us to hear is, you see, you don't listen to what they want, you listen to what they need. Do you listen to what somebody needs, or do you listen to what somebody wants? Yes? What do you listen to? When people are shouting. So let me tell you one thing. When somebody wants attention and love, they don't tell you, we want attention and love. What do they tell you? They tell you, you are such a bad person, you've made my life hell, and I would be very good and fine without you, and you're the only problem in my whole life. So they are speaking in this manner, but what do they really want? They want attention and love. So are you that soul, that knowledgeful soul, that discerning soul, who is in their power, is your power to discern and decide in your place? And do you hear what they need, or are you listening to what they are saying they want? So, people say, you go away, I don't want you in my life. But what they are saying actually is, give me some attention. So Baba says that, you are the one who hears. So when you are knowledgeful, when you're powerful, when you're loveful, you will hear what the other person needs, not what they are saying they want. And you will also act according to your aim. So there are many things, when the soul is in their power, you are knowledgeful, you're powerful, you're loveful, you're full of discernment, you're full of the capacity to decide. And Baba says, in that powerful state, so when Baba says, I the soul see, I the soul hear, it doesn't mean it's just, that I am a soul sitting and seeing, sitting and hearing. No. Who am I? I, the soul, am powerful, knowledgeful, loveful, blissful. I have an aim. I am with Baba. So there is nothing impossible for me. So when you are in that soul power and you see something, then you are so powerful that the situation you are seeing with your eyes looks very tiny to you. So when you're looking at situations, then the situation also looks very tiny to you, because you are a powerful soul looking at a situation. And when you are a powerless soul looking at a situation, the situation looks very big to you. So Baba says this is the first practice that you do. You are in your soul power and you think, see, act, hear in accordance with your soul power and with your aim and objective in your awareness. So this is something. And then Baba tells us the second practice, which is always remember Baba. Now always be in remembrance of Baba. Now the thing is, why should we be in remembrance of Baba? And when I am in remembrance of Baba, what is the biggest challenge? So Baba gives us many reasons for why should we be in remembrance of Baba today. Baba says that remembrance of Baba fills you with constant happiness. Remembrance of Baba gives you power. Remembrance of Baba absolves you of your sins. Remembrance of Baba helps you create a powerful atmosphere. Remembrance of Baba also makes you have that stage where you can have Antamate Sogati. So if you always remember Baba, you will remember Baba in your final moments. And Baba says remembrance of Baba makes you Karmendriya Jeet, which means remembrance of Baba makes you a master of your organs and sense organs. So these are the benefits of remembrance of Baba. But how can you remember Baba? So in order to remember Baba, there are two things. One is you should be soul conscious, because without thinking about yourself as a point of light, you cannot remember the point of light. Yes, just if you just take the form of Baba also, Baba is a star. So you cannot even have your buddhi focused on a star of light Baba if you yourself are not in the awareness that I am a star of light. So first criteria is think about yourself as an entity separate from the body, and then you will be able to remember Baba. Right? Let me give you a very simple example. Suppose you have to connect with a small child. Can you connect with a small child without becoming a small child? No, you have to switch into yourself, switch into that inner child within yourself, and then you can connect to a small child. And then you can have a conversation and you can, be in the same frequency as the child. So the first thing is, if I don't think about myself as a being of light that is capable of thinking, experiencing on its own, then I cannot have yoga with Baba, who is bodiless and who is a conscient being of light. Yes, so who is Baba? Baba is not a bulb light or a laser light. Baba is a conscient being of light, Chaitanya Paramatma, Sat Chit Anand. Chit stands for Chaitanya. So Paramatma is living. So if you don't switch into your sense of self as a living, conscient being of light, so when you don't think about yourself as a star of light that thinks, that decides, that discerns, that has a vibration, you don't think about yourself as a living energy which looks just like a point, then you cannot think about Baba as a living energy which is a point. So first criteria for remembering Baba is switching into your sense of self as a point of light. Yes, can you understand your parents without switching into your awareness as a child? Yes. Sometimes you see, you are in the awareness of a mother or a father. You are yourself parents. And then you don't understand your parents, you understand your children at that moment. But when the parent calls, you have to switch into being a child. And if you don't make that mental switch, sometimes your conversation with your parents can go very haywire because you are in a different consciousness. So it's very important to create this mental switch. Then the second thing is, if you are remembering anything of the old world, you cannot remember Baba. Baba gives us the simple law, या तो तुम्हारी बुद्धि में बाप होगा या पाप होगा. So if you're remembering anything of this physical world, which is basically pap and impure, so if you're remembering anything of this physical world, then you cannot remember the ocean of peace, ocean of love, ocean of knowledge, because love, purity, peace, joy, power, this is a different vibration. And everything in this world is in a different vibration. And when your buddhi is consumed by this vibration, you cannot experience that vibration. You have to keep your, you have to keep your buddhi free from this vibration so that you can soak in that vibration which Baba is giving you. Yes, otherwise, you will be just praying and calling out, give me this, give me this, give me this. But Baba keeps saying, take it, I'm giving you. But until and unless you do not pull your buddhi from here, you cannot allow it to soak in there. And how much do you allow the things of the old world to linger on your buddhi and mind? Just ask yourself this simple question. How much of the old world do you allow to linger on your inner space? So, do you immediately detach, or do you allow everything to linger in your inner space? Yes, let's say, somebody is not behaving according to the system that you are in. Let's say you are in an office and somebody who is junior to you is misbehaving with you. Okay, then how long do you keep thinking, what has the world come to, and how can they behave like this, and this is so inappropriate, and I must report this, I must do something about this. How much do you allow the thing of the old world to be there? Or do you put a full stop? Baba has given us 3 full stops. The full stop of the soul, the full stop of Baba, and the full stop of drama. Yes, it is what it is. Yes, I remember, I was once sitting with a very senior sister, and she was in a center, and in that center, her own center, the center she is entrusted with, and there was a younger sister in that same center, and that Didi, she's like the senior most there, and she gave some directions to the younger sister, and the younger sister just, even without nodding, she made a face and she went away. So I started thinking, how disrespectful, and how can they behave like this, and she's such a senior sister, and she you can't behave like this with her. And I had all these thoughts, and that Didi was very calm and she was talking to me. And then suddenly I asked her, don't you have lingering thoughts about the sister who left? So Didi said, oh, it is like this now, the earlier times were different, now these are the times, and this is how you have to move on. So it is okay. I will tell her again if she doesn't do it. So when I heard that, I was just thinking, that this is such a great practice to have, to not allow somebody's behavior and somebody's, some situation linger on your mind. And later, when I progressed on this path, I started understanding that this comes with clarity of your own aim. So when you understand that, my mind and my time is meant for better things, I do not have to give my mind space, my time, my thoughts to these trivial things. And my mind is there to remember Baba, and I have a lot to do, I have a responsibility to live up to. When you start understanding these things, then these things which are very difficult to put a full stop to feel very easy. So it is very important that in order to remember Baba, we consider ourselves to be a soul, and we keep our mind free from the thinking of the old world. And if you want to protect yourself from overthinking about matters of the old world, Baba gives another very interesting method, that is, whenever you interact with somebody, then interact as a brother interacts with a brother. So, have a brotherly vision. Now, what is a brotherly vision? Brotherly vision is a soul conscious vision. So, you are a soul, they are a soul. And in a soul conscious vision, there is this awareness that everybody is allowed to do and be who they want to be. Yes, in a body conscious vision, you think, you are not allowed this, you are not allowed that. And then you think about the other person also, that because of their role and position and gender and age and this and that, they are not allowed this and they are not allowed that. So you start choosing for them, and you start thinking about yourself, about what you are allowed and what you are not allowed, according to manmat, according to your own dictates. But when you are a soul, when you are in soul consciousness, you allow Baba to do that for you. Yes, so when you are a soul, you don't think about what I feel like, what I don't feel like doing, what I like, what I don't like. You surrender to Baba, and you think that I am allowed to do what Baba asked me to do, and I am not allowed to do what Baba doesn't ask me to do. And similarly, when you see another soul, you don't choose for them. Whatever drama and Baba has allowed them to do, you also allow them to do. So you have this complete acceptance of the other when you are soul conscious. Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Yes. And I remember, there was, and there is a very interesting thing in this, that even when you give directions to somebody, it is keeping Baba in between you and them. And I'll give you an example. There was a sister who came to stay in the center for some time, and then every day she would sleep at Amrit Vela, not do any seva, just waste time, watch the phone. So she would keep doing this. And then one day I told her, "Aise to nahi chalega." So I said, this is not how you can continue. You have to get up at Amrit Vela and you have to sit. Even if you don't have good yoga, you have to try, sister, and you have to do seva, some seva you have to do. So then she said, why can't you allow me to be like this for some time and then maybe I'll. So I said, I'm nobody to allow you. Do you understand? I can only allow you what I am allowed. I am here because this is Baba's home, and I am allowed what Baba has allowed me, and I can only allow that much. So I and you both are bound by Srimad. I am nobody to take away something from you or to give you some liberty. And then she had no bad feelings for me after that. Even if I gave her some directions, she understood that she's not telling me because she thinks she's the boss here, but she knew that this is Baba's Srimad and she follows it, and everybody in the center has to follow it. So Baba says that even when you give a direction, when there is a bhai bhai ki drishti, then even when you correct somebody, you give a direction to somebody, you are doing it on Srimad, and that you keep Baba in between, and they can also feel that this is coming from Baba, not from this person. They can feel that you are just an instrument. So Baba says that when you keep this bhai bhai ki drishti, then you can be very free from overthinking. And when you come into contact with situations, then you just put a full stop using the knowledge of drama. That this is nothing new, this happens every cycle, doesn't mean anything. Because despite this, you become a deity every cycle. Yes, it's not that this scene doesn't come ever, and it is not that this scene can stop you. So this always comes and you always overcome it, so it is okay. So when you keep coming to a full stop using these knowledge of Baba, drama and self, or the awareness that you are a point of light and the other one is also a soul. When you start doing this, then you can have very good yoga with Baba. Because the more you are caught up in the matters of this world, it is very difficult to remember Baba. And the first sign of somebody who remembers Baba is they are constantly happy. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your happiness score? Are you always happy? Or are you happy half-half? Or sometimes, it goes from happy to extremely unhappy. So you have to check for yourself. And Baba says the most obvious sign of somebody who is in remembrance of Baba is you will be constantly happy. And if you are not happy, then focus on this, bhai bhai ki drishti, considering yourself to be a soul and remembering Baba. And when you are happy, you are a karma yogi, because you don't want happiness from what you do. You do everything out of happiness. So, the very simple definition of a karma yogi is, a karma yogi doesn't want happiness out of karma they do. A karma yogi does everything out of happiness. And you do the simplest, the most difficult, the most dirty, the most clean work, everything that you do. Even if you are cleaning the dirt, if you are washing utensils, you are, even if you are making something with cow dung, you will be very happy. Because you are happy inside out. It's not that you do something good to feel good, no. And of course, when you're happy and you do something good, it makes you doubly happy. So that's the sign of somebody who has good yoga with Baba. And Baba says, you want to be constantly happy, work on soul consciousness, work on having bhai bhai ki drishti. And Baba also, Baba gave many, many benefits of yoga. And the second benefit is you will receive a lot of power from Baba. Power which enables you to stay stable and productive and contributing in every scene. So power which enables you to combat Maya, and Maya not allow Maya to stop you from doing your bit in every scene. So that kind of power you have, then your sins are absolved. When your sins are absolved, your fear is reduced. You feel very carefree all the time. This burden of sins inside, it is causing so much inner turbulence. But when your sins are absolved, you feel so light, you feel like an angel. And then during the final moments, you will go with Baba. And Baba says, you become the master of your senses also. And you see, people are struggling so badly. I can't get up on time. I can't, refrain from the pull of the tongue, the pull of the ears, the pull of the eyes. And then you will be not that person saying that I can't do this, can't do that. You will be a self-sovereign. So Baba says, make this effort. And then Baba also says, stay away from gossip. Stay away from wasteful activities, because everything you see and hear has an impact inside. Even if you think it is harmless, it is not. Yes, because whenever you see something, hear something by way of gossip or by way of some time pass activity, it is not time pass, it is tainting you inside. Yes, and then Baba says, pay full attention to study. Okay, Om Shanti.